The mirror you've stepped into is unlike any other. Its glass doesn't reflect how you look. It shows you who you are. As we gaze into the unknown, we see the familiar, coiled, fishing for their perfect catch. A bigger fish than their friends. A prize to make all their struggle worthwhile. And as they waited, they realized they didn't even like fish. It was slimy, scaly, and it smelled like, well, family. So they set out in search of better prey. And, almost by accident, they stumbled across a beast beyond their wildest imagination. The coiled trembled in the face of the old god they'd hooked. Like a tempest, he thrashed with a fury they'd never seen. Yet, instead of re-wetting their scaled fins, they rallied. His strength compelled them. They wanted to beat him, catch him, or own him? Is that what the kids say? Whatever it is, they wanted it. Badly. The coiled looked into the eyes of a god and blinded him, believing that this act made them equals. The coiled wanted to be gods, equals to the beast in their claws. But there is no equality between captors and their captives. Coiled mages trapped their prisoner in a body they could control, in a place that was home to no one. As years passed, the old god's rage simmered into a different kind of mad. The coiled gloried in their catch, fin bumps abounding, too blinded by the godliness in sight to see what was slipping through their fins. It's perilously easy to lose sight of yourself, even with a magic mirror. The universe always finds a way to balance the scales, be that of a fish's or otherwise. And so the coiled became prisoners too, of ambition, obsession, riotously bad taste? Who can say? But one thing is certain. Allowing a single being to live without freedom makes monsters of us all. For freedom is the only thing that can truly show you who you are. It takes a strong stomach to face the monster in the mirror. Imelda, Witch of the Sand, had a stomach of steel. An appetite for everything. Love, life, linguini. And though her hunger grew, the space she had to store it shrank. So she cooked up a recipe for an ability she'd always admired. A troll's capacity to eat everything. And it worked. Her potion was a hit. Its transformative side effects, a cherry on top. As her capacity for pleasure and pasta grew, so too did her love of power. The pursuit of power can be all-consuming. Before you know it, you're falling in love, in line, in with a bad crowd, intoxicated with power, transformed beyond recognition into a monster of your own creation. Like a knobbly little rage goblin. You know, power mad, brain mad, hangry to boot. Sometimes it takes all your dreams going up in smoke to see you've set your own house on fire. Ambition is a beast that must be fed. And fed, and fed, and fed. Until it consumes you too. Before you know it, you've traveled so far from the familiar that everything is ordinary, normal, even the unimaginable, until your own reflection is a stranger to you. Of course, this only applies to poor Imelda, not you. In a world of imagination, anything is possible. That's what they say, isn't it? That's the lore. They don't tell you there's a price to pay for living your dreams. In the blink of an eye, you can change from a young woman with an appetite for knowledge to an empty shell, overindulged and malnourished at the same time. Oof, this got dark, didn't it? Sorry, I got carried away. Instead, how about this? True heroes can have their cake and shoot it too. That's the fate you want, isn't it? It's yours. If you can keep it. We all want to protect those we love. Keep them close, safe. It's when you only want to keep them that's trouble. We are meant to build bridges to one another. Instead, Fyodor builds defense mechanisms. Many, many defense mechanisms. Imprisoning himself and everything he loves with him. He would do anything to protect his possessions from outsiders, forgetting that it's what's inside that counts. Self-reflection is hard. Some would do anything to avoid working on themselves, like working on a ridiculously huge weapon instead. We hold so much inside. Hope, dreams, regret, dairy. It curdles within us, bubbling up at the worst moments. Again, like dairy. Ugh, I hate that I love it. Anyway, you can't keep your feelings locked inside forever. What wants to escape always finds a way. Egos are a fragile thing. Especially when someone stronger keeps knocking it down. When your world is falling apart, the instinct is to hold on tighter, clutching what little remains of your power. Fyodor's getting desperate. Sorry. It's just that in times like this, I remember hope is a fragile thing, too. It takes everything to hold on to hope. He's giving it everything. Despite the odds, through all the suffering, across endless eons, hope is the link that holds us together in our lowest moments. But all it takes is one weak link to break a chain. I promised I'd keep it light, and look at me. I know what'll cut the tension. The same wonderful thing that'll cut Fyodor down for good. Knock, knock, Fyodor. In these mirrors, I see you, me, the monsters who lie beneath the surface. the ones who lie to your face. We struggle to be our best selves so that the gaze in the glass doesn't scorch our souls. But what if we could fight fire with fire? Figuratively speaking, you could also use frost, poison, lightning, something to keep in mind. The point is, with the right tools, we can change what we see. She who controls her vision can reshape worlds. Imagine that. I know I do. It's not easy to change what you see in a mirror. Sometimes it takes gold. Ugh, so much gold. Let's not dwell on it. Sometimes you need to change your standards. Tear down red flags. Get rid of old skeletons. And sometimes you have to fight for it. Really, really fight for it. The monster in the mirror will spit fire, poison your mind. But notchiousness like that can't stand. Especially against you. Truth isn't black or white, good or evil, right or wrong. It relies on your perspective. The whole world depends on how you see it. Clarity like that is hard to come by, especially when your vision is clouded, when you're split, unfocused, of two minds or two faces. I was divided on how to handle those situations once. Should I have mercy or hire a mercenary? A charming, gorgeous mercenary. It's hard to kill doubt when it rears its ugly head, but you've got to hire your best shot. The monster in the mirror has many weapons. It shocks you into submission, burns you with false promises and half-truths, poisons you against your friends and allies. It freezes you inside the darkest parts of yourself, so that all you feel is alone, until someone comes along who warms your heart, and you finally feel like yourself again. While it may be that inner demons can never truly be defeated, it is everything to try. I was a lost soul once. A lifetime ago, I would have given anything to see the world. All the places I'd only imagined. And for the small price of my eternal soul, I did. Through this mirror, I could see, and only see, places I imagined. But what was lost has been found. The sight of my growing army of lost souls, of you, freeing us all. A stunning vision. The best I've ever had. Now, in this glass, I truly do see a bright future ahead. For you, of course. And me. Sorry. It's been a while since I've laughed. Fortunately, I'm finally free to work on it.